Welcome back to Gravity Rush, Part 4.
Don't you mean welcome back to the BrainScratch bullshit commentary?
Oh, that's all of them. Don't worry.
That's every part.
Yeah, the BS and stands for bullshit.
We might as well just be running a podcast with random-ass game footage in the background.
Well, no, the plot does start to move a little bit in this part, thankfully.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I haven't finished Gravity Rush is that, well, you know my problems with playing portable games. Well, this game didn't hold me well enough to get around that, specifically because of this kind of meandering opening. And, if it was a console game, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Which I don't have a problem with it now that it is a console game.
Did you play this on the Vita originally?
Yeah, it was one of the... Actually, it was a PlayStation Plus freebie around the time that I first got a Vita, so I owned it that way.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah,
so can you Gravity right now and, bring them up with you? Scare the shit out of them?
I think anyone with a marker can't, because they have to be there for,
Because the marker weighs them down.
I guess.
So do they ever explain why you can't lift people?
Just Cat's a good person who wouldn't do that.
Well,
Not
that's
on
lame.
purpose, anyway.
No, not on purpose,
not on
anyway.
purpose.
By accident, though, yeah, you better believe it.
And you do have to find the shortcuts throughout the town.
So the home does have a function,
Yes.
at least.
Well, you can warp between any warp points you have,
Yeah.
which is convenient. Now, not so much convenient on this one island, because it's not exactly huge. But once you start getting other islands, it's just useful, because you either, to get to other islands, you either have to very slowly zoom your way over, or just literally stand on a train.
The unfortunate thing about the sandbox is that although it's very picturesque and very interesting to traverse, it's also kind of barren once you've cleared out the side quests.
Yeah, when you stop and look at it.
So, well, not visually. I mean, just in terms of game content.
Well, to play devil's advocate for a moment, a lot of big open games kind of have that problem when you once you've
that's
done
not specifically
the
a
stuff.
Gravity Rush.
Jack and
problem.
Daxter 2, for fuck's sake, why? But so the shortcut system is there to make sure that's not a problem. So the sandbox element is mostly only there while there's stuff to do. It's not a game like Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row, where half the fun is running around this big
And
old
blowing shit
open
up.
space and goofing off in the many ways that the game allows you to goof off. That's Saints Row in a nutshell.
Well, you see, part of the reason why I've never really been attracted to games like Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row is that I don't like playing games without an objective most of the time.
Yeah, well, they have enough objectives. The main reason I don't like playing them is that I just don't like playing as a criminal. Saints Row gets a little bit more leeway with me because you create your character and you have a bit more control over what kind of person you are in that world, especially in the later games where it's less about crime and more about zaniness.
You might like Just Cause then.
Yeah, I actually just got one of those games, I think, off PlayStation Plus over the last month or two. So I'm going to be getting into that relatively soon. So,
and if he does, you can hear about it on his Twitter forever.
Well, maybe. Depends. Depends on how much I like the game.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, let's be real here. Even if you don't like the game, that's a separate wall for an entirely different reason.
Well, if I'm having a lot of fun with a game, I have a lot of thoughts while I'm playing it, and since my computer's right there, I tweet about it.
I won't judge as someone who live tweets like E3 and wrestling events and other shit.
Hey, I tweet, please play Dragon Quest every 2 days, so I don't have anyone to judge either. So, Yeah. But anyway,
Stealth mission.
You aren't being particularly stealthy considering that you're actually just floating in midair right now and anybody can see you. If they just look up.
You're also sort of glowing red. So.
Ooh, a sparkle. I love those.
Yeah, we have to help the new Detective Sid on his sting operation.
How did this guy become a detective again? Oh yeah,
we did
our
fault.
and he took the credit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So does he actually help you at all, or no?
Not really.
He gives you work to do.
More or less.
So that
yeah.
you're not bored.
He's that lovable goofball friend, basically.
All right, Cat. Inconspicuous. And then she flies around like a Gadon model.
Who developed this game?
Japan studio.
What have they made?
As in, that's the name of it.
Yeah.
SIE Japan Studio.
What? Okay, what have they made before?
I would have to check.
I can check right now.
Okay,
Okay.
because
Let's see. All right. Oh, okay.
Alert level. You were seen the moment you started flying.
Yep.
Quite an impressive resume, actually.
what have they done?
Ape Escape.
Oh, okay.
They've done the Ape Escape series, Legend of Dragoon, Ico with Team Ico, Loco Roco.
Okay.
Yeah,
Japan's-
pretty much a lot of all the.
Japan Studio is a studio that I see the logo of as it's a complement to a lot of other developers on other projects.
Yeah, because for Gravity Rush specifically, there's. Oh no, so Gravity Rush was developed by Project Siren, so. Okay, they have a way smaller resume. Siren, Forbidden Siren 2, Siren Blood Curse, and then Gravity Rush.
Oh, Siren.
Both games.
The Siren series. It's one I haven't played, but I've heard very good things about it. It's apparently a really, really creepy survival horror.
It's good enough to get 2 other games.
I think they did something right.
It's well regarded. It's critically acclaimed and all that, you know.
But they did so well.
I imagine like Gravity Rush, fairly critically acclaimed, but not didn't sell well.
It sold well enough that you can still find the games. Like Siren on PS2 was re-released as a PS2 classic on PS4, that sort of thing. Although I wouldn't necessarily call that a sign that the game was one of the greatest hits of the system, because PS4, PS2 ports have reached into a surprisingly obscure well for games like Okage or Dark Cloud or a bunch of old Star Wars games.
I
that
would say
don't think
Okage
anyone's
is
ever
more
heard of.
obscure than Dark Cloud.
Yeah, but then they've also got like,
It's a trap.
oh Jesus.
It was
Here's
a
my
fake.
question. Here's my question. We met this detective, 10 minutes ago?
No,
How
it's
did this guy
it's it.
know to go here that we would bring the...
No, the guy was a fake all along.
What the heck's wrapped around our character's legs? By the
Stuff.
Stuff. Okay.
Decor.
All right. Okay. It's just weird anime
Wait, what?
fashion. All right. There's like random stripy things around her legs. So
Yeah, it's just stuff.
Hey, okay. As far as weird anime fashion goes, though, Cat is surprisingly restrained. Okay.
Yeah. Granted. Yes.
One of the things that sets good anime design apart from bad anime design, and well, this is true of other art styles as well, but it's particularly pronounced in anime style, is whether or not the character designs are tailored to show something about the character's personality or not. So you have, in the case of a female character like Kat, you can have designs like this that fit in with the style of the world and tell you something about her character and look good with her abilities, or you can just have, the
A dress made of belts.
Yeah.
Xenoblade 2.
I was gonna say, what do you think?
Oh,
Yeah, I was
sorry.
gonna say, what in your opinion is like one of the most ridiculous character designs you ever seen?
A dress made of belts.
Okay.
Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
I know Lulu's pretty up
Lulu
there,
was
but-
Tetsuya Nomura losing his mind.
Oh, make fun of my belt fetish, will they?
No, the worst Lulu's character design is like, no, you have a fetish.
I will make you love belts, and you will like it.
But Ted, you said Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I haven't played that game, but I hate the
Xenoblade
design.
Chronicles 2. That was my problem with it too. Is that the character design just had this really fucking generic feeling to them. I'm sure the writing is fine. I'm sure the gameplay has its qualities, but that just put me off.
I liked it more than. I speak as someone who hasn't played any of the games, but just from what I've seen in trailers, I like Chronicles 2 design more than X.
Well, X had the weird
the Wii U.
giant
X
alien
had-
eyes,
yeah,
but
yeah.
compared to
Yeah,
Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I think that neither looks.
I'm not a
particularly
big
good.
fan of Xenoblade Chronicles X's character design either. It's not great, but it made up for it slightly by letting you design your own protagonist. So I was able to sort of create my own satisfaction insofar as that went. So it was less of a blow there. In the case of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I have to play as the generic shonen protagonist that I don't care about, and his team of party members that I also don't care about. And that's I'll probably learn to care about them as the story progresses, but that's my opening thoughts on the game before I get into it.
See, the people in this town are nice.
Yeah, see, they kind of after that initial problem of prejudice, there's you start to gain a reputation here, and this is before you really learn that you need to save the city and all.
I don't see weird gravity shifting power.
Alias, do you think that's his real name?
Yes.
That must be an alias for something.
Nah.
This is completely unrelated. It just has to do with something else called Alias. Jessica Jones. You know how her
the series
detective agency is called Alias Detective Agencies or something similar to that. The comic was called Alias, the original comic anyway. I'm pretty sure they're just going to call it Jessica Jones from this point on.
I don't know if they're even doing a Jessica Jones comic at the moment.
I heard that they were.
I don't keep up with Marvel at all.
I heard that they were doing a new Jessica Jones comic because the show was popular.
Well, of course they are. That's how it works.
It's one of those things.
They finally started doing Fantastic Four again. I'm really happy.
They actually wanted to call the show Alias, but they couldn't because there was another show called Alias.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was with
so.
Fuck, I forgot her name. What the hell was her name?
So in place of that, they just tacked on the letters AKA to the beginning of every episode title. It's just like, no, that was the one thing I didn't like about the first season was the episode titles were bullshit.
I mean, granted, if that's the only thing you dislike, then that's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's a really superficial complaint to have, but it bothered me.
Man, I am so behind on Marvel Netflix though. I haven't watched Luke Cage. I'm not going to watch Iron Fist, but I mean, I'm not even at the point.
You're not missing anything with Iron Fist.
Yeah, but I haven't watched Defenders or
Defenders
Luke Cage or Punisher. Like, I haven't watched anything past Daredevil season 2, so
Defenders is good. I recommend watching that before you do anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Luke Cage before Defenders, but then I'll get to Defenders eventually.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Luke Cage is worth watching before Defenders. Just like Defenders is good enough on its own that you can go back and watch the other stuff afterward, and feel like you're getting things all in a satisfying enough order.
Okay.
It's kind of like Avengers in that case. Like you might have gotten into it because you watched one or two of the other ones, but you watch Avengers and then you can go back and watch the other superheroes that you were interested in from watching Avengers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's also a short season rather. Defenders is like a 5-episode thing, I think.
It's
or maybe
not very long at all.
Yeah, it's shorter than the other seasons.
It's almost like it was way more. It's almost like it was way more expensive to do.
Yeah, it really was.
We have to pay 4 actors the same we pay them for their own series. Ew.
Jessica Jones is also the best character in Defenders, and I will fight you on that because she's like everyone else.
Her competition isn't exactly much besides Daredevil.
It's because everyone else has their crazy bullshit going on, or their conflicts of like Luke Cage is getting all up in Iron Fist's face for being the white rich guy. Jessica Jones spends the entire series just looking at everyone with this look on her face. It's like, can we not? She's the straight man to everyone else's crazy pants, and it's glorious.
She's just done with everyone's shit is just her default mood. So
Yeah, and it works really well in Defenders. I love it.
Yeah. What is up with that guy's face?
Is this the same guy, or is this just the generic random guy?
It's the same guy.
Okay, because it's one of the it's a minor thing, but it annoys me when a lot of video games they'll have 3 NPC models, and then they it's more when it's not with models. It's more when they have art like this, where it's just the last person we talked to looked exactly like this.
I mean, any plot or side mission characters have their own stuff, but there are a lot of copy pasted NPCs around, and there's just not much you can do about it. With
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't. When it's just a
setup.
model that you don't talk to, then that's fine. But like when they have their own dialogue box or whatever, and this old
No,
woman looks the
anyone-
same as
anyone
every
who has
other
their
old
own-
woman.
Anyone who has their own unique dialogue box has their as a unique model.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I like that.
Yeah, but what we're heading to is technically DLC on the Vita version, but if you get the PS4 version, it has all the DLC already on it.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, if they didn't, that would be weird.
Well, they could.
Would be, but you'd
Well,
be
they could
surprised.
make you pay for it again, or they could just make new DLC to make you pay for instead.
Well, Gravity Rush Remaster was released specifically as a lead-in for the sequel, so
That makes sense.